Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared. My lovely wife Kara's upstairs, and today we are checking out the Southern Grind Spider Monkey. This one is in copper. They also come in carbon fiber, and I believe G10 also. Now, these are USA made knives. This one is a lot heavier than the carbon fiber version. The carbon fiber version obviously is going to be so much lighter because copper is a very heavy material. But this thing is not too heavy. It's very comfortable in the hand. Now, I didn't use this knife. I only put it in and out of my pocket a couple times because the owner asked me, which let me thank really quick. Abby, thank you for sending me a whole bunch of knives to check out. I really appreciate it. It's given me amazing content. This knife, however, was just for me to check out. I wasn't going to carry too much because he likes his copper nice and polished. And the more you carry these, the more they patina. It is copper. A lot of people like that patina. Most people, that's the way they prefer it. They want it to patina. Not Abby. He wants his copper nice and shiny. He likes it looking nice, fresh, and polished. Which, if you ever do patina your copper, you can repolish it. But instead of him going through the effort of doing that and me sending it back all patinaed up, I did not use it. But I still checked it out enough to do a decent review, or at least my opinion on it. Now, I was wanting to check one of these out for quite some time because it is an awesome knife. It's got titanium liners, so that is a titanium lock bar. Like I said, this one's in copper, an S35VN drop point blade. It is a flat ground blade. I love this sharpening choil. It gives you a nice, good sharpening choil, nice, great blade shape to sharpen, and it just seems like a great work knife. Let's do some quick size comparisons. So this is 3¼ inch blade. Overall length is about 7½ inches. 3¼ inch blade. Here it is next to the Crisserie Sebenza. A lot of people know the length of this knife. You can see it's a lot smaller than the Sebenza. And then here it is next to the Civivi Elementum. A little bit longer than the Civivi Elementum. Here it is next to the Kershaw Bare Knuckle. And then we'll do one more, the Hogue Ritter. There you guys go. You can see it's not a big knife. It's not a small knife, but it's basically like a medium to full size knife. And here it is next to the Benchmade Bug Out. You can see it's about the same size as a Bug Out, if you really line them up. Now, I did look up the prices on this. This thing goes for about $220, and then the regular version, or the carbon fiber version, goes for the same price. So, same price, about $220 for either one. So, let's go over all the things I like. I know I've already went over a few things, but one, the ergos are fantastic. I love this little pinch right here. When you pinch it right here, the way it feels, this flat spot right here and then going over to here, feels so comfortable in the hand. Now, it's not really big. It's actually a little small for my hand. When I hold it right there, you can see where I'm at. Like, my pinky kind of struggles right there. But I tend to hold it more in the hammer grip, where I kind of scoop my finger up a little bit if I really want to get a full grip. And I palm it a little bit more. But when I hold it like this, it's a little different. But I can always creep up right here because we don't have a flipper tab. So I do like that. That's one thing I love about thumb stud knives that you don't get from flipper knives normally, is that you have this spot here to take advantage of. And you can get right up close to the blade. I like that. The blade shape is an awesome blade shape. The stone washing is really nice. It's for good use. Like, you use it and it's not going to scratch up very easily. And being S35VN, it has good edge retention, good stain resistance, and it's a very strong steel. The copper, you know, copper always has a scent to it, so you can smell it kind of. And even though the copper does have a scent, it's something I'm very used to growing up in construction. I've been around it my whole life. It's just a smell I'm very, very familiar with. But a lot of people do complain about the scent of copper. For me, though, it's just something I'm totally used to. But aside from that, this is gorgeous. The weight on it, I'm going to put the weight on the screen, but it's not too much. This is a good weight. Makes you know you have a knife in your hand, and in the pocket it does not bother you one bit. You don't even notice it really. I mean, a lot of people with copper knives, they say how much they can feel them, but this isn't a giant knife, so it's a knife you can put in copper. Ooh. So it's a knife that you can have in copper and it not weigh your pants down. Now, I also love the back spacers. Nice strong build, nice strong construction. I love how big the stop pin is. That is a good stop pin. You don't see stop pins like that too often. Also, this thing is very smooth. It is on phosphor bronze washers, as you can see in there. So bronze and copper scales with bronze washers. So the thumb studs, they have, like, let me show you, these little notches on them that kind of grab you, so it gives you good leverage on the thumb stud, whether you want to flick it or if you want to slow roll it. It feels really good, and the detent isn't so strong. Ooh, that was my fault. The detent isn't so strong to where you can't just slow roll it without it popping out and going like that. You can actually slow roll it right out, and it works good. You have this ramp right here that works really good in this grip, but I normally am right over the top of it, so I kind of land right on it, but I can go over it, but then this kind of pokes me right there. But we'll go over the bad in just a second. So the action, nice and fidgety. You can get good leverage, like I said, behind the thumb stud. So I enjoy thumb flicking this a lot. Nice, good ergos for push cuts. This thing is a great knife. I do still want one after getting this one. Most people get the carbon fiber one because it's carbon fiber, titanium liners, and it's super lightweight. But man, I like the weight of this one though. I love how heavy this feels and how strongly built it feels with the thick titanium liners and nice thick stop pin, nice bit. And oh yeah, also it comes with the hardware like that, but I'm sure, I think they do send the tool, and if not, this is easy to make or find at a hardware store. You can definitely come up with something. It is a Torx bit T8 over here, and then you see the monkey right there. Now, the bad things. Okay, so I already said about this the scoop right here with the jimping. Now, I do like it when I'm like this, but when I'm like really up here, it kind of lands in a bad spot. Not that big of a deal, but it would kind of be nice to just be straight across. But like I said, it's not that big of a deal, and it does feel nice and comfortable when you hold back like this, especially with this little landing spot right here. Now, the next bad thing, I'm not a fan of the clip. It works good in jeans, but when I, like wearing them in shorts, I had I hold my pocket as I put it in. I'm wearing jeans right now, and it works fine going in and out of the pocket. It does have nice tension. I just don't like it. I think it's ugly. And I like when I'm holding it like this, it does land right there on my bone kind of. So I'm not a huge fan of the clip, and it's also kind of ugly. It really is, in my opinion. Now, also, next bad thing would be this hardware. It'd be nice. Why didn't they just put some T8s in there? That would have been great. The next thing is You know, and this isn't that big of a deal, but it could have a little bit better detent. It's a soft detent, that's why you can slow roll it so easy. And now this isn't that big of a complaint, I'll be honest. This is not something I'm even thinking about too much. I'm just basically mentioning that it is a light detent. But that also in return lets you slow roll it if you want to, or you have to get some leverage and then flick it. It's not drop shutty at all, which is not that big of a deal. The reverse detent track is late, but it doesn't really matter because it doesn't have a flipper tab, but it is right there. So you can push past it. There's no reverse detent track, but it really doesn't matter. You really don't need it on a knife like this, so not that big of a deal. Now the price, it is USA made, so I kind of understand, but it is a little expensive. It's not crazy expensive, but I think, well, it kind of is. It's like $220, but I would like to see this thing for like $150 now, or upgrade the steel. I'd love to see this thing in titanium for 220 bucks. That would be awesome. Titanium scales. Oh, I would love that. Now, another thing, it does have a tiny bit of lock rock. It's very, very small. It's not even nothing I'd worry about, but it is there. It's very, very small. You might not even be able to pick it up. I can feel it, and I'm not squeezing the liner, but because I can't. You can kind of hear it if I go like this. It's very, very small. Like, it doesn't rattle or anything like that. So I imagine that that'll go away just over time. It does not have any play side to side, but if I put a little bit of pressure, I can get the lock bar to just kind of rock just a tiny bit. Not enough to fail. I didn't spine whack it or anything, and I don't think it would fail if I spine whacked it. I really don't. I know that doesn't really make sense, but I got to put so much force to get that little bit of rock, and it doesn't rock all the way to where it'll close. I can just feel it kind of moving a little tiny bit. And like I said, I think it's just a break-in thing. I think, and even if this knife's already broken in, I just think it just, you know, after, you know, a bunch more flicks maybe, it'll probably just work itself out. So, not a huge, huge deal. Especially because, like, if I just grab it and I go like this, I barely feel it. I mean, I don't, you know, so it's not a horrible thing. And now, if I do it really soft, I don't even feel it. So, like, if I just do one of these moves you see a lot of people do, I don't even feel it. So, and there's no side-to-side play. Now, the next thing, the only other bad thing is it could have better blade geometry. Now, it has a great choil. It's not bad blade geometry. Like, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it could be better. So, in all reality, it's decent blade geometry. But, man, they could have just gotten a little bit thinner. Because you see how, you know, the more you sharpen it, the thicker it gets. You know, after the first sharpening, second sharpening, third sharpening, like, it's just going to get thicker and thicker. So it'd be nice if they gave you a little bit thinner of an edge. But yeah, there you guys go. There's the review. I do like this knife a lot. I can absolutely recommend it. The price, like I said, is a little steep, but great knife, and it is made in the USA. So, and it's very, very well built. There you guys go. Peace.